Hey there everybody, how you doing? It's me Ian. I'm here to talk to you today about my Hughes & Kettner Ampman Modern and why I decided that I wanted to use this as my full-time amp. You know, I've used a bunch of different amps over the years. I've used Marshalls, I've used 5150s, I've used Black Stars. Eventually, more recently, I ended up getting into the Hughes & Kettner line, and it took me the longest time forever to like them. I did end up buying a Black Spirit 200. And there's a video that I have on my profile. You guys can check that out if you want to hear about it. I love it as well. However, for the bands that I play in, that one just didn't work out to be perfect for me, and that was mostly related to the way that the foot switching was done on it. I play mainly in a Kiss tribute band, and you know, we're wearing those big goofy boots and stuff. And so I found in the boots it was a little bit difficult to change channels on that particular amp just because of the way they were configured. They're slightly on an angle, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I was out at Long and McQuaid, which is what we have here in Canada. You guys have a Guitar Center down there. And they had one of these bad boys on sale. It's this guy right here. I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to try it out. I plugged it in to a 5150 Iconic cabinet, a 412. And honestly, the thing just sounded awesome. I loved it right away. And, you know, that was really just the reason why I decided I was going to buy it and I was going to use it. Really, for me, it sounds the same as the Black Spirit 200. You know, it's got the same technology and everything like that. It doesn't have the effects built in. That's one thing about it. So to combat that, I carry this little digital delay around that I bought on Amazon for 50 bucks. And the whole thing sounds awesome altogether. But here's the reason why I prefer this, or one of the other reasons why I prefer this over the Black Spirit 200. This thing here has knobs, not encoders. First of all, it's got a clean channel, it's got a dirty channel, it's got a solo boost, which works in both channels. It's got an effects loop, which works in both channels. If you if you have, you know, something plugged into your loop and you switch it there, then, you know, your loop is going to work. If for whatever reason you unplug this and, you know, you still have your loop engaged, then you're not going to have any sound. So that's something, you know, if you're thinking of buying one of these, you know, you could have that as a little problem. You might think, oh my God, what's happened? But really, nothing's wrong. You just have to hit that little switch. It's got this boost button here, and obviously the channel switching. So the boost button is what I think is the most interesting on this, because what I find this thing does for my ears at least is this thing sounds to me like a tube amp. And then when I go and engage this boost, what it sounds like to me on my rhythm channel in particular is that I'm playing through a Marshall. It's got the same kind of a tone stack as a Marshall. And then it sounds like I'm putting in a tube screamer or a super overdrive pedal or something like that. And I just really like it a lot. The only way that this could be improved, in my view, but I don't think it really matters for me actually, because I continue to use this thing, is, you know, on a overdrive, they'll have like a tone knob or whatever. If H&K, and if any of you guys are listening, if they could have put a tone knob here just to shape that a little bit more, that would be awesome. But basically, this sounds like a Marshall with a tube screamer or some kind of overdrive pedal in front of it. It's awesome. The red box is awesome. You know, recently I was sitting down in my basement where we do rehearse if we're going to rehearse. And, you know, so I had this going to the PA, and then I had my speaker out going to my speaker. I'm running it to a 412 Marshall. And I'm telling you that I had the Marshall behind me, and I had a monitor in front of me, and both guitar sounded the same. It was really quite remarkable at how good of an emulation it was, and I thought, hey, this is really cool. So this has become a full-time device for me. You can see how big it is too. This is the other thing. It's very small. You know, with this tribute band, we have opportunities to fly all over the place, you know, to do shows. It's pretty marketable, I guess. I mean, I carry this on, right? You know, it's no problem. I carry this, I stick this in my little knapsack, a couple of cables, whatever, my wireless, and I'm good to go. I've never had a problem. And I always have my sound at every show that I play ever. And that's why I love it. So if you guys are on the fence about getting one of these, I would urge you to do it. They're half the price of any big amp anywhere. I've heard guys talk about the 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 16 ohm thing. I'm telling you that I have used this in a live situation with a 16 ohm 112 cabinet, and it's always loud enough for me. It's never not loud enough. So I'd be very surprised if it wasn't going to be loud enough for you as well. And I encourage you to try it, you know, and give it a try for yourself and see what you think of it. And give it an honest go, because you're going to be very surprised. I'm curious to maybe pick up a classic as well and see how it compares to this, just to hear. I've got a friend who has bought one of them A couple of friends of mine who I consider to be pro players have bought this on my recommendation, and some of them have ended up with more than one of them, and they like them a bunch, so I'm getting really positive feedback on it. I encourage you to give it a try. They're super awesome, they're super easy, they're small, and easy to work with. They got real knobs, they're not encoders, so what you see is what you get, right? You don't have to find that place or look for a light to flash or anything like that when you're trying to, figure things out. We all know that when you play on different stages or different rooms, you have different sound characteristics, or whether people are in it or people aren't in it, it changes the sound. So you can adjust your lead volume accordingly on the fly, and it doesn't affect anybody. So, other than that you can hear it better on stage. It doesn't affect your sound guy because he always gets it out of here, out of the red box, and that's always going to be the same for him anyway. So that's my take on this. I hope that you guys like it. I find it to be super useful. I really, really like the sound of it, and I'm sure that if you guys give it an honest go, you're going to like the sound of it too. So do check it out, and we'll talk to you guys again soon, man. Take care. Bye-bye.